Anyway, what's up, guys? Welcome to Toddy Rap, and today we're doing our movie 3x3 because the Oscars are going to come out, and we all want you to know our taste before we shit on the Oscar. Probably do the winners, so that's what 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, we're gonna do the losers.
We just talk about the winners.
who didn't win?
Why didn't Suicide Squad make it to #1? But you know that's not the point.
Why wasn't Spider-Man nominated?
Is fucking Suicide Squad on your 3x3?
Maybe
the first one.
that'd be controversial. But you know, today I'm Forrest. We have Bob and Eddie, and I guess you want me to start off with my.
We're gonna go with yours.
List.
Oh, we start with yours.
Since I'm the host, we might as well.
Okay.
Do you think you guys can guess any of them?
Hold up. But you didn't put animated, or did you?
I did one animated.
Okay. It's the one with the witch. What's it called? And she delivers things.
Kiki's?
Yeah,
Okay.
that one.
I mean, I can see Kiki's.
Okay.
Shaun of the Dead's obviously on here.
Shaun of the Dead.
There's no way Shaun of the Dead's not on this fucking list.
Who knows? Maybe I forgot about it. I've been crazy.
Bro.
Mr. Shaun of the Dead's my favorite movie.
But the guy who directed it, he's barely done anything good.
Okay. That's what his 3x3 is. It's just Edgar Wright movies.
It's pretty good.
It'd be a good 3x3.
Except for the newest one. That one's okay.
Yeah.
That's not an Edgar Wright movie. I don't know who did that one. He just took his name.
Oh, what else? I mean, for memes, I'll say Monty Python. I'll put Monty Python on there.
Monty Python's pretty good.
And the Holy Grail.
What's a good hockey movie?
Ooh,
Miracle.
Miracle's a real good movie. I like Miracle. It's a good movie.
That's the only one that came to mind.
Now I'm thinking in my head like Bob's gonna have fucking sport movies on his.
Chef.
I didn't even think about that. Ooh, Chef's good.
Fuck.
But I didn't watch that until later.
Yeah.
I'll say
This one's so hard,
he
man.
did say they were mostly childhood movies, right?
yes.
Or like younger self.
It's kind of what I grew
And I think
up
he said
into.
there's some franchises in there, right?
There's a franchise.
Lord of the Ring in it.
Lord of the
Lord
Rings
of the
in
Rings
there.
a good franchise.
Is not the one. Is the Matrix in there?
The newest Matrix.
Oh,
my.
I knew it.
I'll just show you guys.
Fuck.
This one.
Well, how does this
You guys
like,
are pretty
do you
good.
start with the middle one, or do you
So
start
the
with
middle
corner?
one is probably my favorite, like, altering genre movie. Like, this is what
Oh, is Cabin in the Woods in here?
Cabin Woods is a great movie, but no.
God damn
That's
it.
a real
What
good
about
movie.
the STD movie?
It Follows,
Yeah.
which is on there. No, another good horror movie. Because I am a horror fan. I do have some horror, obviously.
He didn't say he had any recent ones, so Parasite's not here.
Parasite was almost on here,
Oh.
but I'll show you. So I got Shaun of the Dead,
Okay.
Okay.
Ghost in the Shell, Ju-On, Lord of the Rings,
So we got Lord of the Rings. Woohoo.
Aliens, or Alien.
Alien.
Aliens, my
Yeah.
favorite. Train to Busan,
Okay.
Holy Grail,
Yeah.
Apocalypse Now from our war movie, and then I did
Interesting.
Rocky Horror Picture Show as like my comedy
Fuck yeah.
musical.
I don't know the last two.
Apocalypse
You've never
Now
seen Apocalypse Now?
is an amazing war movie.
It's about Nam.
Yeah.
Is that the one where the one song comes from?
Yes. That's where the Ride of the Valkyries comes
Oh,
from.
I know. I have seen it.
Okay.
I like that
I'm
movie.
gonna say don't watch the director's cut. It's
Oh,
like an
yeah, dude,
hour
the
and a half
director's cut's-
extra of bullshit.
It's funny because there's a lot of films that I'll watch director's cuts and I'll be okay. You know, this added. You added stuff to the
like
film and I
30
enjoy it.
minutes,
This is
sure.
one of the few ones where I watched and I'm just like, no.
Because they added like
They just dragged it out.
Yeah.
yeah, because they added
No.
like 2 scenes that didn't add anything. It was just more like information of like kind of what happened with the war, like what they did, but it was just nothing that fleshed anything out. It was just like here's extra garbage.
So the newest movie you have on here is Train to Busan.
Yes. That's 'cause I was trying to think in my head. I'm like, what is the newest movie? And that would be probably it.
There's
that
one
definitely
movie in
be it.
here that repeats on mine.
Only one? Okay.
Only one.
I'm surprised.
I have none that repeat on here.
I'm surprised
There was
you
one
didn't
that
put
was
Kiki though.
There was one that was
Yeah,
there was
that's a good
one that was
childhood one.
close to repeating.
What is it?
It was Alien.
Alien?
I thought you were gonna put that for sure.
No, well, like I said, I had originally on my list, I had 3 Ridley Scott movies, and I didn't want that to happen, so I had to pick the one that I liked the most.
See,
What's the House of Gucci?
No,
House of what are you talking about?
What's it? The Last Duel?
no.
So I chose Alien
None of
as
those.
like my centerpiece because I always felt like Alien to me was a game changer in my life because I love
okay.
space.
Yeah.
Anything space, sci-fi movies. And then you deal with the horror element of the first one. I think that's what got me into the horror genre. Because that's how I got, like... Because I think I had Alien, and there was another space horror that I was going with. I can't remember.
I can't think of many. I mean, Alien's like is the big one,
Yeah,
right? It's
that's
like
the main-
there's the pinnacle one you think.
Because every time I watched all the B movie space horrors. Because
yeah.
I still love the genre, but I can never get one that hits the same. It doesn't, doesn't hit like
I
fucking
think
Alien.
the closest one for me to Alien is it had Ryan Reynolds in it and Jake Gyllenhaal,
Oh, fuck.
and they find some bullshit in space, and they all die in the.
Yeah, I think I know which one you're referring to. I don't remember what it's called.
I guess it might be Live or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's new. It's an A24 movie too, isn't it? No,
don't-
that
I
one's
don't-
not. No,
no,
that one's
no,
not.
no.
No, that was not.
Or
I was thinking. I'm
it gives
thinking of
you the
another. I'm thinking of
heebie-jeebies,
another
man.
one.
See, I love that
It's
shit
like,
though.
oh fuck!
Because I like to me, space doesn't scare me as much as like the ocean does, but there's
Fuck the ocean.
more vast, more vast than the space.
Uh-huh.
I'm like and then like I'll still go with my horror, I guess. Like Ju-on, to me, it could give me that just demonic, creepy
Yeah.
horror. Because
Japanese kid.
yeah,
Yep.
because it was either Ju-on or The Ring or
Ringu.
Ringu.
Yeah.
Because I even think the American version of Ring
It's a pretty
It's really
decent
good.
film.
That movie I watched way too young, and I remember the two scenes that fucked me up were the horses when they like went crazy
Uh-huh.
and ran off the cliff, and when the bug went in her.
Oh
like, eye.
yeah.
All my memories from The Ring get overridden by Scary Movie.
Scary Movie 3.
Yeah.
Don't watch the new one. You'll lose a lot more movies that way too. But then Train to Busan zombie fan. That's why Shaun of the Dead up there. It's the same zombie genre, but you get the comedy out of it.
Yeah. Well, I'm just interested. I mean, it's interesting you went with this, and like instead of something like I don't know, like 28 Days Later, or something like.
I wanted to
something
hit
like
more. I wanted to hit some more foreign in it.
Okay.
because I feel like obviously most movies out there, people saying they're top 10 are normally English.
28
movies.
No, of
Days
course,
Later
of course.
is British. I mean, foreign. Right?
28 Days Later is technically 4.
True, but
Well, I know.
It's not 40.
they speak English. It's fine.
It's okay. It's okay.
What else around here?
I mean, that's foreign. That's foreign. That's foreign.
Technically,
Of course.
Lord of the Rings.
Lord
is.
is foreign.
That's foreign.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's fucking
It's English.
British.
Oh, I never seen it.
Rocky
so-
Horror Picture Show, I'm pretty sure, is also a British comedy.
Probably.
Apocalypse Now is American.
Made by an Italian director.
Yeah, of course. America can't do shit. We're horrible at movies.
He does love his British comedy.
Yeah.
That's why I put Monty Python on
Yeah.
there. When I was looking
It's
through,
the
he said Monty
pinnacle.
Python. I'm like, how do you guess that one?
I mean, come on, Forrest. If I know you well enough, Monty Python has to be
you
there.
quote it more than I do.
I even know you like that movie.
I love that movie. It's one of those movies you can just quote constantly.
Yeah, it's great.
For no fucking reason.
Oof.
And everyo's seen it, I feel like.
Except for him.
What's that movie?
And you're dead.
But it's like
Well, my dad couldn't stand it. He doesn't.
can't stand
He doesn't get. He doesn't get it.
it's. I think it's by the same people. You showed it to me. It's like the Roman soldiers,
Life of Brian.
and like
Oh, I love
they were
Roman.
told not to laugh or
Yeah,
not
yeah,
to
Life
get
of
paid
Brian.
or whatever.
Uh-huh.
That shit was so fun.
That's what my username
fucking-
is technically.
Fucking
off
biggest
of.
dickus.
my username's the Life of Forrest.
Yeah.
So I just took that
Life of
part. I'm like,
Brian.
yeah, it's fine. I'll just take that.
Life
And
of
then
Brian's fucking great.
I just have Rocky Horror because it's like weirdly like a musical of that time,
Yeah.
and then it's just so over the top comedy. That was the one I was trying to decide if I wanted to switch out.
Oh, for something else. Yeah.
Because I'm like, it kind of matches the Holy Grail and Shaun of the Dead. It's in the same comedy,
That makes sense.
but yeah, it's musical-ish. So I thought, like, here's kind of something weird.
I love it. It's a good movie. It's great.
And obviously the last one, Lord of the Rings.
Who doesn't like Lord of the Rings?
I mean, I thought about putting it on as
I'm
well.
like,
I mean,
how's Lord of the Rings not?
I couldn't fit it, dude. I
Yeah.
couldn't fit it.
I'm like, how can Lord of the Rings not be in the top 3x3? I remember going to see every goddamn movie in
same.
theaters.
Same. I mean, I have such fond memeries of just seeing those movies. Like in general, just everything around me watching them is like so ingrained into my head. And I mean, I really thought about putting it in mine as well because I love them. Like everything about this movie, from like the production of it to the way it's done, the care that was done with every single little detail in these films is just Oh, it's so good.
To me-
Soundtrack.
To me, these movies, like, there's two franchises, I'd say, in my, like, growing up as a kid that probably changed my life. I'd say Lord of the Rings was the one, and it would be Star Wars. Like, the
original trilogy.
4, 5, 6.
Yeah,
the original trilogy were probably the ones that changed my view on movies, that trilogies can be good or multiples.
Yeah.
But to me, Lord of the Rings just way better than Star Wars in my opinion. You know, sorry for all those people are gonna argue about that one, but
I personally rather see actual swords and lightsabers. Anything that has swords, horses, or something. I'm like, I'm just gonna eat it up.
I'm here for it.
That's why Elden Ring's so goddamn good. I'm playing Lord of the Rings hardcore version.
Love it.
But
It's great. I mean, there's like so much to just gush about those films. Lord of the Rings is so good. It's just so goddamn good.
So it's just one of those. I feel like that's the first franchise I grew up with being able to see in theaters. Being like, I can't wait for the next one to come out. Because I guess the other one would be Matrix, maybe?
Well, I don't know if I really started watching those. Like, The Matrix wasn't films I really watched in theaters.
Yeah.
I only watched the second one in theaters.
I think that's what I did, too.
And
I never watched Lord of the Rings in the theaters.
I did.
Sadly.
Missed out.
I did. I think that's one I definitely did because I remember I picked up the book right before like the first movie came out, and I remember reading it, and then I went to go watch it in theaters, and I remember my parents just being like, "That's it? That's the end of the movie?" And I'm like, "Yeah, there's 2 more books," and they're like, "What? There's more? This is a 3-hour movie?" I'm like, "Yeah, there's more. There's more."
Well, watch the director's cut when you don't have any time in your life.
The extended cut. It's fucking 12 hours to go through all of
the only
it.
series I'm like, send a cut. I'm gonna sit down.
I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna do it. 4 hours here. I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna do
It's
it.
only 4 hours. Who cares?
It's only 2 movies.
I'm gonna do it.
It's fine.
Worth.
'Cause I do remember when I went to go see the first one, my dad read the books. So he was he's really hoping it was going to be good. And we watched, he's like, that was just a masterpiece of filmmaking. Oh, I guess there was one other one. Pirates.
Oh,
As
Pirates
a
1.
kid, I remember going to see all the movies in theaters because I don't know how many times I've seen those 3 franchises just on TV.
Yeah.
But
Do you have any runner-ups that you couldn't fit?
what was the one I took off? Oh, I took off one, but I'll save it for later because it might be on somebody's list.
Wow.
Oh, interesting.
He's gonna hold off. Okay.
Oh, interesting.
It's a Tarantino one, I'll say.
I don't have any Tarantino movies.
He's the only one
I
I'm
do.
going to wait for.
I don't know if it's the same one.
He's overrated.
Whoa.
No, I'm memeing.
Fuck you, scared.
But no, that's about it. Pretty easy, I'd say, to figure out mine.
It wasn't.
Anyway, we didn't really talk about Ghost in the Shell either.
I've talked about Ghost in the Shell so much. It's because this is also, I guess, it's that sci-fi that I really love, and I don't feel like you get live action done that way.
Dude,
like the Ghost in the Shell live action, amazing movie, right, guys?
Right.
Sure.
We're gonna review it.
You want me to review it?
No.
I have it on DVD.
We watched it together and I fell asleep.
It's like, I have this version on Blu-ray.
I also have this version on Blu-ray. Watch them back to back.
I feel bad. I don't have any sci-fi on mine.
Interesting.
Sci-fi?
I don't have sci-fi on mine.
I mean, sci-fi is just,
Not surprised.
such a big portion of what I've always loved and grown up with.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's why there's like that certain level of that age of anime too that I love so much because there was so much sci-fi in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have this Ghost in the Shell. This is the time period of, after this, right? You start getting things like you have Akira, you have like freaking Sierra Experiments Lane, you have like Techno Lies, you have Ergo Proxy, just all of the crazy old gritty like sci-fi anime that you just don't really get anymore. But Ghost in the Shell,
You just get edgy shit now.
or
Mugen
Isekais.
Trade.
Isekais.
Isekais. Isekais everywhere.
Never heard of those.
Never heard of that.
Anyway, move on to the next one.
Does that mean Evil Dead is an isekai?
Ooh, Evil
The
Dead.
third one is
Yeah.
Shit.
Army
Evil
of-
Dead's a god tier movie.
Army
I'll say that.
of Darkness is definitely an isekai. It's the best. It's the best one.
So who is gonna go now? Who's gonna kick who in the nut?
I can go since I know.
You go?
We're
Okay.
going from
We're
left
just
to
gonna
right.
we're just gonna go in this order.
That's
That,
fine.
that's the first one I watched.
Make
I'm
sure
like, what the
it's-
fuck is
You
this?
started with Army of Darkness.
Yeah. I'm just like, bro.
Interesting.
Actually, I should be honest. I think that was the first one I watched.
That's so
It was just on fucking TV,
Yeah.
I think, and I just watched it.
I didn't watch
Okay.
those until I was like 18 or so.
Oh, no, I was like-
I was way late into those movies.
Same. I think I watched when I was 21.
Yeah.
I watched Army of Darkness when I was probably like 15, something. I was just on TV. And I'm like, what the fuck is this movie?
I'll also say the TV shows. The first season's pretty funny, but the rest
Ash
of the
vs.
stuff,
the Evil Dead.
yeah, kind of
Yeah.
slowly
But
drops.
and then it wasn't until later that I was like, oh, there's two more before this weird fever dream of a film that I remember watching, but
I feel like for me, a lot of movies I've probably seen like that, where you feel like you've seen like the third or second one.
Yeah,
Was remember when G4 was a channel?
yeah.
They used to play all these, like they had Alien or all these type of movies
Yeah.
that were more adultish. I feel like I've watched tons of movies through there. I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but it's kind of interesting.
It's kind of interesting.
I don't remember half of them at this point, but it was definitely a place. I believe this is yours. I hope.
I think so. I mean, we'll see.
I guess we'll start it off.
It is mine.
Okay.
I am not like there's a repeat.
Wow, there is a repeat in there. Oh my god.
Interesting.
I didn't guess that one.
Interesting. It's funny because we did this without even trying to guess what was on his, like we did with yours.
The only one because I took off my Tarantino because you said you had Tarantino.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'll just wait.
See, mine. So I have Train to Busan on mine. It was between that one or 28 Days Later. I'm like,
So why did you go 28?
Like
So-
these movies. I
So
mean,
I will
I'm
say
not
I've
surprised.
Basically all but two.
I've seen all of these movies.
Oh wait, no, I saw Goal. Isn't that the one that we watched?
Yeah,
the
we
other
did.
day?
Yeah.
Okay, the only one I haven't is actually this one. I've never seen When
That's a
Harry
very
Met
good.
Sally.
That's a very good movie.
I've heard it's a great movie.
It's a
It's just
very good movie.
It's on
Not
HBO.
Like as far as what you think romantic comedies go, that one's just like pinnacle.
is it?
It's
It's
just
like it's
good.
that one scene where the girl's like, yes, yes, in
At the
restaurant.
table?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's from that
That's from-
movie.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
Let's
from
say
that movie.
because I've heard of the name, but it's I don't really watch.
You
many
also have
romantic comedies.
you also have the other Ridley Scott movie that I was thinking of putting.
Rush Hour 2.
Yes,
So
that was another one that was on my list
I
until
have
I scrapped
Gladiator, right?
Yep.
So it was between that one and Troy.
Okay.
it. Okay.
I love that time period, or just like that style. I'm like, yes.
I'm not surprised at his list at all. It very makes sense for him. But some of these I was like, oh, like the Gladiator one. I never hear you talk about it, so I never like
I love that movie.
pictured in my head of being in your top 10.
I'm also I wanted to put a war movie in here, but I couldn't fit it in because I love war movies.
That's why I put
War was
Apocalypse
great.
Now.
Yeah.
Because I think for mine, at least for the war, was Apocalypse Now or there's two, Saving Private Ryan,
Yeah, great.
and I really like 1917.
1970 is really good. Have you seen Full Metal Jacket?
Of course,
I do
have.
like that one.
Yeah, that's another one I
like
like a lot.
Is it?
I love the fucking sergeant in that, or the train.
Yeah, the drill sergeant. Yeah,
When he died, I was so sad. I was like, I love that guy.
I like Black Hawk Down,
Black
Okay.
Hawk Down's amazing.
and it has Jake Gyllenhaal in it.
What war?
Afghanistan.
Afghanistan.
I think it's like Airhead.
Jarhead.
Jarhead. I really
Jarhead's
like
good.
that movie too.
I feel like there's so many just good war movies that, like, to narrow down your top, like, you could do a top 10 easily just on war movies.
Oh yeah,
I think.
so.
I really like that period. Okay, that war period in particular for some reason, those movies from like the Middle Eastern conflict. There's movies around that, and it's like yes.
Did you like Hurt
yes.
Locker?
Yes, I did like the movie.
I don't think I've seen that one actually. Is it good?
It's good. I mean, I've always heard like the bigger criticisms is it's obviously it's fairly unrealistic while it tries to paint itself as realistic,
Okay.
which is one of the bigger things. But it is a good movie.
American Sniper.
It won.
American
It
Sniper,
won
yeah.
Best Picture that year.
Oh, did it? Okay. That makes sense,
I don't
though.
remember.
It's a little long for me though. But it was super like yes, shoot, yes.
Okay. So
Explosions.
just because our Lord and Savior's behind me, you ever watch a movie called Wind Talkers?
No.
No.
It's with Nicolas Cage. It's a World War II movie.
World War II movie.
Oof.
I know what I'm watching this weekend.
It's about the Navajo code talkers that they used in World War II.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's not the best movie, but it's a pretty good war movie. It's an okay war movie.
It's a Nicolas Cage movie. You know where you're getting into.
Exactly.
Well, what about there's this other one where is the guy from like Get Him to the Greek?
Oh, the musician dude.
Yeah.
Fuck, I know who you're
I want to say
talking
Russell Brand, but that's not
No.
Russell Brand. That's Russell Brand.
That's not Russell Brand. That's Russell Crowe.
Well, whatever. Russell.
about. Anyway,
That guy.
You ever watch a Platoon? That's
Yes.
another one. Okay.
Well, he sees a vision from God or whatever, and that he has to kidnap Osama bin Laden or whatever.
okay.
It's with him and Nicolas Cage.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah,
Oh boy.
yeah.
But okay,
Back to his list.
so this film,
Back to my list.
we already talked about Train to Busan, and that, I mean, that's a great movie. Scott Pilgrim
My main one.
is amazing.
main
You
squeeze.
guys shared Edgar Wright movies.
I was because between Alien and Shaun of the Dead are probably my top 2 movies of all time.
Yeah.
It was almost it would have been another centerpiece of Edgar Wright between 2 of us.
I almost put 2 of them. I almost put that one and Baby.
Well, baby,
Baby's
Baby
really
Driver?
fucking good,
Baby-
Yeah.
I love that movie, but it said because what I put was movies that changed my life, and Shaun of the Dead
Yeah,
is
yeah.
one of those movies I think I've seen
So many
1,000 times. Like
Yep.
Baby Driver, I've seen a lot, but it's not like
Not the same.
yeah, it's not like I grew up with it.
Scott Pilgrim's. I mean, what's funny because this is on your list, but because of you, this is probably the movie It's close. It's close to the movie I've probably seen the most.
This is my comfort movie. Every time I'm bored or whatever, I want to put it on.
I still remember that year we spent like watching this fucking movie like every day. Every day, hang out at his
fucking
house
day.
and is fucking playing this movie.
I can quote 98% of this movie.
What's the 2% you can't quote?
I just forget the word. It's like the same feel of the sentence, but the different order.
Yeah.
Damn it, it's not 100%.
You didn't watch it enough.
Okay,
That's it.
so the one that slightly surprises me to a degree, right, is 10 Things I Hate About You.
I love that movie. It is the best romantic comedy I've ever seen.
I like the movie. I like the movie. It's just that's the one to me that's so jarring because of knowing you. I mean, Goal is an obvious. It's an obvious.
Best sport movie I've ever seen.
It's a great movie.
It's a great movie.
I mean,
not
Don't
the
watch the
best.
sequels. They're ass.
I mean, the times we spent watching Rush Hour also.
Also love Rush Hour.
I've
I mean-
also seen Rush Hour probably 1,000 times. I just realized, who I didn't put on my goddamn. I didn't put a martial arts movie on mine. Hitman and fucking Bruce Lee, probably my favorite fighter of all. I'm so tilted now.
I think like Scott
I'm gonna get
Pilgrim.
rid of Rocky Horror and put.
Enter the Dragon.
I like Italian.
I think like Scott
better.
Pilgrim covers like the nerdiness, right?
Yeah.
Rush Hour 2, it's like the comedy aspect. Love it. Diversity, Goal, the sports aspect. Things I Hate About You. Romantic comedy. I've seen them all. New ones are shit.
They are usually pretty bad.
Yeah. It's all about that 2000 ones.
So, so what's your Midsommar on here for?
Midsommar. I just love that movie. I think I really like that scary movie. I guess
Because to me, it's
just like a jarring experience.
yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
I did not expect any of this to happen. It was just like, wow, it just like stuck with me to this day.
Okay. Because that's your newest movie?
That is the newest movie.
Yeah.
That came out, what, like 3-4 years ago?
Yeah.
2018,
Like 2018.
2019.
4 years ago now,
Something like that,
technically.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not too bad. I'm more surprised.
Out of technically of all of our lists, that's probably the newest film.
Yeah,
Did you like Hereditary?
I did.
I thought the movie was okay.
I like Midsommar better. But
Yeah.
Hereditary, it was more creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Midsommar is just jarring.
Yeah. That's all it's meant to be.
Yeah, obviously you experience the same thing the characters do in the essence of like, what the fuck?
But to me, that's what like Hereditary is. It's
Yeah.
just watching people be crazy and depressed about what
yeah.
their life was, and you're
Yeah.
like, and then shit just goes.
And then
Crazy for no fucking
And
reason.
then demon,
Yeah.
What happened?
Surprise demon.
family drama, surprise demon.
Ending credits.
Yeah.
You're like,
I don't know. I really like the cinematography of Midsommar.
It's really good.
well, he's a
like
good.
A24. Just
Yeah.
Well,
he's a good in
A24
general.
is a publishing company, so that
but like it's like their style.
yeah.
Like
because that's
Most of
usually
their
what they
movies look the same.
that's what they usually feed into. I just love. I mean, for that movie in particular, I love the fact over like the idea or the audacity of I'm gonna have like a horror movie that's only in daylight, except for a couple scenes, right? But for the majority of it's like it's in just broad daylight.
Well, this is basically folk horror at its like finest.
Yep.
I found a documentary you should watch if you like folk horror. It's like 3.5 hours.
Do I have to read?
No, it literally goes through about all the folk horror movies from the beginning all the way to like this time period.
Oh, okay, hell yeah.
It's all these type of movies of just
Cults and witches
Cults, yeah.
and all that other
you learn a lot from
old
it. You're
shit.
like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
My other one, Trader Busan. Love zombie movies. I'll watch them all.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the best one. Closely followed by 28 Days Later.
I agree with that.
They're just like right there, man. Just
what
right
about
there.
what's that one with the fast zombies?
Fucking World War Z.
Yeah, World War Z.
God,
I was like 28 Days Later.
No, World War Z, the best book adaptation movie I've ever seen.
I don't think there was that's one of the many adaptations that just tilted me so because it's such a goddamn good book.
Mm-hmm.
Have you read it?
I've read it.
Okay.
It's kind of weird to read because it's just like
They're interviews.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's all
or
it
like
is.
news article or whatever.
It's just a guy interviewing people that have survived.
Yeah.
Dude, the Japanese one though with the
It's
blind,
top tier.
blind
the
samurai.
blind guy in his Zen garden
Yeah.
with his fucking katana just
like mowing down zombies. I'm like, badass.
Toy Story 2, my favorite Toy Story.
I'm very surprised. I didn't expect you to have any like animated like at all. Like
I've seen the movie way too many times.
interesting.
Not as much as Scott Pilgrim or
Yeah,
Rush
yeah,
Hour
yeah.
2.
yeah.
But Toy Story 2 is just like my other main squeeze.
Interesting. I mean, I love Toy Story 2.
I feel like
it's amazing.
basically all the Toy Stories have been good. The only one is the one where they had what's her name, the girl one.
4?
The fourth
Is
one?
that 4?
Which girl?
Cowboy one.
That's number 2.
That's number
Is that
2.
number 2?
Number 2.
Yeah.
Oh, I always felt like that when they added her it was just kind of weird.
I love her like her backstory.
'Cause
She
I
was
don't-
an abandoned toy.
I don't remember. Like I
Yeah.
haven't watched Toy Story in so long. I do remember watching them all as they came out
Yeah.
because I felt like Toy Stories are perfect life to movie almost.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because when Toy Story 1 came out, we were the kid. When it was 2, he became like teenager when we were, and 3 is when he moved out.
Yeah, he wasn't he went to college.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we were about that age.
We kind of grew up with it.
because I think
Yeah.
we were a little bit older than he was by like a couple of years, but it was still close enough that it felt like.
And I went in the
You
theater. I'm
were
just
with
like, no. But yeah,
I mean, for me, Toy Story 2 is one of the best like twist villains as well.
bruh.
The fucking miner and that twist at the end. Spoilers. That twist at the
That's an old movie.
It's an old ass movie. Everyone see fucking Toy Story 2.
Now, dude, the biggest plot twist or like I guess spoilers like Zurg is.
Oh yeah,
was
that was so
bad.
good. I forgot that was the one with Zurg too.
Since we're on this, what is everyone's thought of the new Buzz Lightyear movie?
I'm kind of excited,
I'm
man.
excited.
It looks good.
I
It
wish
looks like
it
fun.
looked more like
That's
that.
what.
Yeah.
But I think it's supposed. Like, is it gonna be?
It's like
It's
a
legit.
prequel.
It's
yeah,
like
but are these actual like people,
I think so.
or are they like still toys?
No, I think it's just
Do you ever
that
see the-
it's
do you
that
ever-
universe.
Did you ever see the TV show?
the Buzz show.
Yeah,
No,
the cartoon.
No, I never
It was
saw
like
it.
he was just a space ranger and shit.
Uh-huh.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Adventures. And
Oh okay.
It's the idea of probably. I mean, I think the thought behind it's probably like a show that Andy would have watched, which is why he wanted the toy.
Yeah.
And that's basically what that is. And I feel like that's what this new movie is.
Okay.
I feel like it's just that, and I'm here for it.
Because
Good.
it
It
looks
looks
like
good.
fun. I'm definitely gonna watch it.
I think with Toy Story 1, I think when I watched it as a kid, I think I was just like, is it Sid? You're just kind of this dude is terrifying, man.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I remember.
Just creepy.
I remember as a kid, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this? There's people like this out there.
Yeah, or like
And
it's
then
like
there's people-
that scene where they're in his room and there's like that baby head with the
Uh-huh.
I'm like, bro, I thought it was a kids movie. Give me
It was
nightmares.
scary
This is
shit.
a nightmare
Like, then
fuel.
You put like
Yeah.
nails in the head. Yeah.
Or it was like the crane with like the Barbie legs. I'm just like, bro, what the?
The hooker.
Yeah. yeah. Bro.
No, but
Harry Met Sally, also really good. It's kind of just, I don't know if it's as much as like a romantic comedy. I think
It
it's just
kind of
more,
is.
It kind of is. I think it's just more romance.
Yeah,
I don't know,
it's a very witty movie.
Yeah.
It's so good. And then we talk about Gladiator. Gladiator's fucking
Gladiator.
amazing. Gladiator is one of those films that like made me love period pieces so much. I mean, there are classics, but I didn't watch those until later, right? It's not like I didn't watch Ben-Hur or Spartacus or that stuff until after I went through stuff like Gladiator and Troy and everything.
Yeah.
That was my period in life where just like you watch Lord of the Rings, and then Troy came out, and then Alexander the Great came out.
I didn't really like that movie.
And then I think 300 came out.
Yeah, yep, 300 came out that time.
Gladiator. You're like, yes.
Uh-huh. I mean, Gladiator is just so top tier for that. Like, it's just so good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, historical whatever's asides, right? Because it's not perfect.
Well,
but
it's not.
but it's like the way it like paces everything and the way it shows. It's like what I loved. What I think my favorite scene from that movie is when the first time you see the Colosseum and they're getting pulled towards it. You just see this fucking like it's just the spectacle of it. You're just like, fuck, man.
It's like
building's fucking 2,000 years old.
it's like a monkey brain movie, but not.
Yeah.
It's like really good.
It's a good action movie.
Yeah.
I love it. But yeah, that was yours.
Can't wait for the sequel.
Do I have any action movies on mine? I can't. I forgot what I put on mine now.
You have Apocalypse Now.
Oh, yeah. I guess I put consider action. Or a period piece.
Mine
Too.
has a couple, I think.
Dang, he's got more action movies than both of us combined. Is what he said.
Yeah, actually, I think I do.
Damn, he's got the.
If he doesn't have an
list.
Edgar Wright show in there, bro.
If there's no Edgar Wright, he can't be our friend.
Damn it! I don't think there is.
Well, let me guess. Blade Runner's in here.
Maybe.
Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh. Pan's Labyrinth in here. Has to be.
Astro Boy.
No. There's a musical in here.
There's definitely
there probably is. The question is, what is it?
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Les Mis?
Huh?
Les Mis?
No. Because I don't like that movie.
But you like the musical?
The musical's amazing.
Was it the new one with what's it called, about America?
No.
I forgot the name of it.
No. I don't think you guys would get it. It's old.
Oh.
Old.
It's old.
Black and white old?
No.
Phantom of the Opera.
No. It's Technicolor.
I love Phantom of the Opera.
It's in Technicolor, so.
Oh, so like 60s, 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
It's old.
Is Frankenstein here?
Frankenstein's good.
Frankenstein's a very good movie, but I don't think there's ever really been an adaptation of Frankenstein that I felt captures what I felt when I read the book. I mean, the original Boris Karloff is great for what it is, and I do enjoy that one, as a film. But I don't think there's been one that I've been like, this is like, for me, the definitive Frankenstein, especially because that's a book that I really love.
Yeah.
But
I feel like even if you go through the old Frankensteins, there's all... They take parts from it that they can name it Frankenstein, basically. But,
so.
Which makes sense.
I don't know what else. I don't know if how many you're gonna get from this list. There is.
And Ridley Scott.
Yeah, but
Prometheus. I knew it.
No.
Dude, that movie's so good.
I think this is one of those moments that you don't realize that something you might have said might pertain to something else.
Garbage?
Yes.
I knew it.
Let's see it. Let's see it. Okay. These are my films.
Oh, yeah, Pulp Fiction. Okay.
Old Boy, the American remake? Or
no. The Korean movie.
That's my favorite.
Alrighty.
Well, you know what? There is one. I'm very surprised it's not on here, but I'm going to guess this is the one that probably takes it over. But you can explain if you want to start.
Dude, Old Boy? It's a really good movie.
I fucking love that movie. Like, so as
I
far
thought you were just going to put it in.
I love no, because the thing is, the thing with Old Boy for me, it's like I think to this day it's still my favorite Korean film.
So we all have a Korean movie here.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I did want to. There is obviously a little range in what we watch, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like we watch so many Korean movies and stuff now that
I just had the realization of which one you chose. Keep going. Sorry,
but like the realization of like Old Boy for me when I watched it, especially that like the fucking hallway fight scene to me is. It's so good, and it's one of the best fight scenes I think like portrayed in film.
It's got amazing cuts in it.
That's great.
Definitely in that fight scene. All those cuts.
Actually, technically, there's two of these movies in here that are pretty famous for one shots. But I mean, Old Boy to me, it's like from stylistically to what it was, the feeling of it, getting this like, oh, this feels different than a lot of other films like I've seen. Well, and it also has similarities to even some others that are on this list. And it's just a movie that I really love. And it's always one of those, like, whenever anyone asks or anyone thinks about like foreign films, like especially Asian films, like, I mean, Parasite's an easy one to like point at now.
Yeah.
But before that, Old Boy was always my go-to.
Yeah.
So that's why that one's there.
I can see Old Boy. Like, as for Korean films, like you said, Parasite, I think is probably the big draw.
It's the easy
for
one now.
Like, to me, Raid was a really good one for that
the
time.
Raid is really
like,
good too, yeah.
Because I'd probably have to put that in, like, my top of Korean films. Like, Old Boy's obviously up there, too. But I'd argue those two would probably be my spots for
Makes sense.
just straight Korean.
The Last Samurai, you're right.
That's a realistic movie. When the white man comes to save another country.
So, obviously, you guys were right. Blade Runner is there.
I knew it.
Which is directed by Ridley Scott.
It is.
That was the other Ridley Scott film that I had there.
Which makes sense.
This is to me, it's funny because you look at Ridley Scott and he has these two powerhouse sci-fi films before going off to do like history, like historical pieces.
Right.
God damn it.
Because I mean, Alien is only it's 4 years before this movie. Because
Okay.
Alien's 79 and then this movie's 83.
Yep.
And it's like, it's just so good. Like, as a sci-fi movie, Blade Runner's amazing. From the aesthetics of it, what he did with the miniatures, that neo-noir feeling of what it was. And I mean, it's not a perfect adaptation, I think, of Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep?
Yeah.
But I feel like it takes enough of that essence to me to feel like a really good adaptation of it.
Because I don't think it was meant to be an adaptation. It was just
It's based off of it.
Yeah,
It's
took
based
the
off of it.
concept
Yep.
of that.
And they redid it. And I mean, there's still scenes in that movie and things that they did, especially in the later cuts. I mean, the theatrical is obviously not the best.
He said it was garbage.
It is pretty garbage. But like when you watch it now, it's also one of those films that has like become a cult classic over so much time because you realize how good this film was or could be.
See, I also feel like movies in that time period, as you went going back to the miniatures, like I feel like back then when they were able to do miniatures really well, because like the other movie that I always think about is Star Wars. Like when they did all the space scenes and stuff, they did it so well, and this does it the same exact way. I maybe even I wouldn't say better. It just does the lighting and stuff and how it's meant to look has a different feel to it.
Oh, of course. And I mean, Blade Runner is one of those films, like when I watched, also helped kind of like, it helped push me in that direction of enjoying or even searching and looking for, I guess you could say, where the aesthetics come from.
Yeah.
Or like, that Asian, Japanese kind of like look and feel to everything.
Retro-ish with the neon signs, cyberpunk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I mean, this is one of the major inspirations for Ghost in the Shell, with you had ears and stuff like that. And I don't know, I love
The
this
same
movie.
looks.
It's the main inspiration for Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy.
Also,
I do like how both of our cyberpunk is in the basically
it's in the same spot.
You telling me things I hear about Jews is not sci-fi?
Well, it is science fiction.
But like, it's great. I love that movie. I mean, I love its sequel. It's probably one of the best examples of a sequel. The fucking
Also didn't do well.
the animated short by Shinichiro Watanabe is fucking amazing.
And
I love it.
If you haven't seen them.
Have you never seen that?
No, I think it's on legit. Like
It's on
Crunchyroll or
YouTube.
something. It's on YouTube.
On YouTube?
Because they released it there and on Crunchyroll.
Because I remember watching it on Crunchyroll.
Oh,
That's
wait,
where
no,
saw
I have
it.
seen it.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah. The blackout one.
Yeah.
That one's top tier. It's amazing. Next film is Pulp Fiction.
Okay, so going into Tarantino, I had two of Tarantino's.
Is Inglourious Basterds the other one?
Inglourious Bastards and that. But to me, I took Apocalypse Now for my war. So I was like,
okay.
I'll just get rid of this. And you said you had Tarantino. So I was like,
I mean, Inglourious Basterds is a movie of his that I really, really love. But for me, Pulp Fiction is like it's the pinnacle of his, and the pinnacle I feel like of his style. It's just like the super dry, super fast freaking dialogue that he just creates is just it's amazing. I love
personally, because my number, like the one that I would put in there was Inglourious Bastards.
Kill Bill 2?
3 actually. But the reason why I put it there is I think what's his name? Bad guy, Karloff.
Oh fuck! What's the actor's
German
name?
guy.
Christoph Waltz.
Christoph Waltz. he just plays such a good bad guy that he carries the whole movie, in my opinion. Like that first scene, I remember just sitting on YouTube and there was someone explaining why the scene was so good. And he's just such a good actor, and that's why that movie to me is like my favorite of the two.
Christoph Waltz in Inglourious Bastards is one of the reasons, like one of the things that makes me so sad that he's so underutilized in the Bond films. Mm-hmm. Like, because when I heard he was going to be Blofeld, I'm like, he can play an amazing fucking villain, and I was hoping that they misuse him so much.
They pushed him off. Like he's there,
and it's just so sad because you just look at Inglourious, and like every scene he's in is just so good. Mm-hmm. And what I love about that movie in particular is like the way Tarantino sets up tension in those films. Between that and the bar scene, is so
the whole fucking movie's all tension. Like the scene where he goes where he meets when he meets Waltz in the theater.
Oh yeah,
he's got his stupid fucking accent. You see all the tense shit that they're before they blow up the place. You're like, fuck. But I feel like Tarantino as a director, it's weird to say, he knows how to do tension and comedy in the same film. Because there's so much jokes, like even in this film, how much comedy is overlaid through all the tension that all the characters are pushing through, that I don't know, he just knows how to do it.
Yeah. And there's a certain level of like hyper realistic dialogue in everything he does where it almost feels real, but it obviously doesn't. Right. And it's so good. And it's funny because thinking of like my love for how he does dialogue is also one of the main reasons why the Monogatari series is probably my favorite anime series. It's the same thing. It's just that rapid fire, just like amazing witty dialogue that it like permeates most of that work. And that probably comes from just how I love Tarantino films and stuff like that.
Makes sense.
And the way he does things. Children of Men. Have you guys seen that movie?
Yes.
I don't remember it, but I think I have.
It's by Alfonso Cuarón. I love it. It's such a good movie. It's a sci-fi film, huh?
Which one? What's it about?
So it's in like the near future,
and
people can't have kids anymore.
Okay, sounds familiar.
And so this guy, he meets with she's like an immigrant, like a lady, and this is in England, and she is pregnant, and it's like him like protecting her to get to a place while the world is going to shit.
I haven't seen this one then, though.
And it's a fucking wild.
You might have seen like the last scene of the movie.
Probably seen
it's a fucking wild movie. And it's like, and this is I think one of the films and like that kind of pioneered and really put like the one shot on the map.
Yeah.
And because it like how they achieve some of the shots in this film it's amazing in and of itself. Like, because a lot of one takes, right? Mm-hmm. You know, it'll be stitched together and all this stuff. And I mean, this movie does experience some of that. But you have like moments in the scene. They rigged like a custom car rig, and like the actors will be acting, and their seat will go down so the camera can go above them on a rail and do all this crazy shit while the car is like there and it moves in and out. And it's just like everything they did to make this film what it was. It's just so good. And it's like, and now I feel like the one shot and the one take feels very gimmicky. But I like, because I mean, you do it just because. But this is one of those films like it helped build tension in a lot of its action scenes. It's just really good.
I like the one shot in 1917.
The whole movie?
No. Cuts.
No. They were cuts.
There's an obvious cut.
One cut.
There's a very big cut when it goes from day to night.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Children of Men is a movie I love.
Makes sense.
A lot.
I have to watch it.
Pan's Labyrinth is obvious.
Garbage. Never heard of it.
This is my favorite film. I love this.
You're telling me this is better than Hellboy 3?
I mean, Hellboy 3 didn't happen.
No, Hellboy 3 did happen.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, it did. They just changed actors.
Yeah. And directors.
Hellboy 3 didn't happen.
I remember you watching it twice.
I watched it 1.5 times.
Yeah. One on an airplane when you would look over
That's
every time I wasn't paying attention. And then we all sat through it for.
I fucking hate that movie so much.
You're telling me Pan's Labyrinth is better than Antlers?
Well,
of course.
What's his newest movie?
Nightmare Alley.
Yeah, that one.
Yes, it's.
Come on, it's up for Best Picture.
That's great.
Pan's Labyrinth wasn't up for Best Picture.
That was it won Best Foreign Film.
Yeah, but foreign's. Garbage. We had to
foreign
add
film.
foreign films to ours just to make it seem like we're cultured.
Pan's Labyrinth is the parasite of its time.
But I fucking love this movie.
It's
I
a
love
movie.
it so much.
I do remember. I have fond memories of this movie too as a kid because I remember my parents renting it. Like they heard about it, and they rented it from like Redbox.
You
or
watched the
something.
dub.
No.
Oh.
I remember this was probably the first movie I remember having to sit through subtitles. Like I gotta read.
This movie I watched. My one of my older sisters had a bootleg copy of it.
Perfect. That's how it
And-
always was.
And I remember I was already a little bit of a Guillermo. Like I watched Hellboy and
Yeah.
like Blade 2 and stuff. And I kind of liked his stuff. And she's like, "Oh, watch this movie. It's good." And I watched it. I'm like, "I love this film." This and Pan's Labyrinth, Pan's Labyrinth to me is still Guillermo's greatest work. And I feel like it fully epitomizes like his whole design philosophy in all of his films and everything he likes to tell and everything that's like him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like distilled into this perfect little package.
He should re-release it on the theaters.
It's sure. I mean, I'd fucking watch it. But I love this movie. I love like the design choices. I love what he pulled from because I love the ideas. Like magical realism is one of my favorite genres. Period.
Yeah.
And he like how he pulls from that and from the idea of folklore and fairy tales and then hides it behind like this war veneer and uses that to like compare and contrast. His uses of cinematography and color theory and just like the sound. It's such a good movie. I can gush forever. I love this movie.
Why is Indiana Jones here, bro?
I fucking love Indiana Jones.
See, Indiana Jones, I'm very surprised is on here. I thought it would have been Jurassic Park.
Okay,
I was
okay.
expecting Jurassic Park.
Because I'm like, I know what easily that he's Jurassic Park. He doesn't shut the fuck up about that movie.
I love that movie. I love
He
that
talk
movie.
about Jurassic Park way more than he talk about Indiana Jones.
I love that movie. Don't get me wrong. And I thought about putting it in there, and I was like, I'm going to pick one Spielberg film. Right? I'm going to pick one. And Jurassic Park was in there for a bit, but like, I'm thinking of like what influenced me more. And as much as I love Jurassic Park, I feel like Indiana Jones did more on influencing than Jurassic Park did.
Jurassic Park was just like, I like dinosaurs.
Bro,
I
you
am
have
also
the
too.
same actor twice.
Oh, fuck. Harrison Ford is in there twice.
my God. Get rid of it. You gotta choose one. Get rid of it now.
Harrison Ford is in there twice. But like Indiana Jones, to me, is the movie that sparked my love for like history and all like historical stuff.
Not Jurassic Park?
I mean,
Not fucking National Treasure with our Lord and Savior.
I watched this movie before fucking National Treasure. This is the only reason why I like National Treasures because I love this film.
National Treasure is a really good movie.
I thought that would also probably been on his list.
I mean,
I'm like,
if
I
I
don't think it's
if I had to
this
pick a film like that was like that pulp adventure kind of base, I mean, this is it. And specifically, this is The Last
Oh,
Crusade.
Crystal Skull.
I thought I was going to put that on.
Yes, that's a good one. Last Crusade is the
Yeah,
best
I
one.
agree with that one.
Like
I
Raiders
agree
of
with
the Ark is great. Temple of Doom is okay. But for me, Last Crusade is like the best one. It's amazing.
Crystal Skull.
Sure.
My
Shia
number
LaBeouf.
two. Shia LaBeouf.
Actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
Fountain.
The Fountain. You guys ever seen The Fountain?
Well, is that the one with the magicians?
No.
That's the Pretender? Not the
That's
Pretender.
like there's
Well,
the
Pretender
Prestige.
is one and Prestige is
Prestige.
another.
There's Prestige and The Illusionist.
Oh,
They both came. They
that's
came out the
one,
same
yeah.
one with Edward Norton and the other
Yeah.
one with Hugh Jackman.
the bootleg.
This also has Hugh Jackman in it.
I remember you talking about it.
This is one movie I have no clue about.
So The Fountain, it's by Darren Aronofsky,
Okay.
who made Black Swan and Requiem for a Dream. It's told in like 3 time periods, like consecutively. So there's the original one,
It's like House.
sure, but it's interstaged.
Oh,
It's more like kind of how Cloud Atlas did it. But
okay.
But like, so it shows. So Hugh Jackman is the main character in all 3.
Okay.
The same actors are in all 3.
They just play it
scenarios.
different.
Yeah. So he plays a conquistador looking for the Fountain of Youth,
Okay.
which is why it's called the Fountain. He is a geneticist. His wife gets cancer, and he's trying to find a cure for it to prolong her life. And then there's like a future version of him in like where you show there like a bubble
Yeah.
with a tree, and this bubble's like a spaceship, and he's taking it to like the center of the Milky Way. It's weird.
To go into a black hole. And then they all die. Okay, that makes sense.
That is the Fountain of Youth.
To die in the black hole.
Well, it's like it's all there. There's all these like interweaving themes, and the movie's about like mortality and like this search for like his search for like a cure and everything, and him trying to figure out his life because of this.
Okay.
While it's using the 3 different like variations to do that.
Because I feel like not gonna lie, this is the only movie I've never even heard of. Like I've heard of the rest of these, but
The Fountain's a really good movie. It's an amazing movie. It's with him and Rachel Weisz.
I like both of them. So
Is the Seventh Seal a martial arts movie?
No.
it's obviously religious horror. There's 7 seals of the Sacred Ark.
Okay, so the Seventh Seal. The Seventh Seal.
Indiana Jones.
The Seventh Seal is a movie by Ingmar Bergman. He's a Swedish director. This is an old movie. But it's a black and white film. It's very stylistic in its approach. But the movie is about a crusader who goes back home from the Crusades to find that his home
Close.
Yeah. To find that his home is wrecked by the Black Plague. And I mean his family and everyone's dead already because of the Black Plague. And the main crux of the film is on his way home, and he finds out his death. Finds out everybody's dead. He meets death, and death pretty much comes for him. And he basically challenges him to a game of chess, and basically says, if I win at chess, I live and whatever.
Boy, you've written something based off of this.
Yep, it's based off the Seventh Seal. So, and the whole movie is about him coming to terms with his mortality.
Is this a short film?
No, this is a full.
It sounds like a short film.
No, this is a full movie. And he meets he travels with like a troupe of bards basically and stuff, and he tries to help them. And the whole point is he wants to do something good in his life before he dies, because he feels like the Crusades was.
So is that what the point of the Crusades were supposed to be?
Yeah, but he doesn't feel that way.
No, what a shitty crusader.
It's a very common theme of death in all of these.
Yeah, definitely Indiana Jones. That's what I pictured. Death.
Yeah.
Love death in that movie.
Death.
And definitely Singing in the Rain.
Singing in the Rain.
A lot of death.
Yep, a lot of death.
Dude, there's Crusaders in Singing in the Rain.
I remember that one scene where it came down to smite the god.
But Singing in the Rain is my favorite movie musical.
I'm not surprised. I've seen it. It's a good movie.
You put Hamilton, bro.
Yes.
Mary Poppins.
Yes.
Tick Tick Boom.
Yes.
Rent.
I hate Rent.
What? I bought you a Rent T-shirt for Christmas.
No, you didn't.
Oh my god!
But
no wonder why he doesn't wear
Damn, I
it.
prefer to pass a musical on mine. Fuck.
See, I even put a singing one in mine.
But Singing in the Rain is my favorite movie musical, and I mean it's I love the music of it. It's just a happy movie. It's a comfort movie that I've always had, and it's just like it embodies kind of like that love of early film or just innovation in film.
Yeah,
that transition between the silent film to like the sound and stuff like that and everything that's in there, and it's just I love the film.
It's classic. I feel like I've seen it at school 1,000 goddamn times.
I've never seen it.
You ever seen Singing in the Rain?
I'm not surprised. If you didn't watch it at school, I don't picture someone picking it up to watch it for fun, because it's an old musical. Who watches those for normally?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Crazy. Going back a little, what would be your music music
High School
type?
Musical.
It would be High School Musical.
High School Musical. Interesting.
I've seen it too many times.
I've never seen the movie.
Too many times.
I've seen them all once. Well, 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, I heard them all. I'm like, what? Which one's that one?
You're like, I didn't watch that.
Deep cut.
Okay.
But yeah, this is my films. Those are the ones that I love. And there's other ones that I thought about putting in here and they didn't quite make it.
So the only 3 that I'm surprised about is Children, Man, Fountain, and The Seventh Seal. Like those are like ones I've just never heard of that you've never talked about. The rest of these, obviously Singing in the Rain, but it's a musical.
Yeah. I mean,
The only one he's never talked about is Singing in the Rain.
I mean, we never talked about musicals.
I know.
Talk about musicals all the time.
No.
Talked about Hamilton. Sorry.
No, we did.
And then we talked about
Tick, Tick, Boom.
Tick Tick Boom.
I love that
Talk
movie
about fucking musicals all the goddamn time.
Well,
That was
the
twice.
musical he made you watch.
Oh, fuck
Oh,
it.
Annette.
Yeah, Annette. You know how many times I've watched the musicals this year because you talk about them all the time? If you want to talk about the Pixar one, or no, sorry, the Disney ones, technically I consider a musical,
Oh,
the
yeah,
newest
that
one.
was great.
Encanto?
Encanto's
Yeah,
great.
that's 4. But we
didn't talk about
them. Never.
We're really going in a deep dive. It's not something we like go like deep because I could bring a bunch of old ones like this that I enjoy.
He doesn't play any of the music on his phone.
It's true. He never plays that out loud.
Yeah.
Not out loud, but I play this song a
Put it in
lot.
my
It's on my
head.
phone.
It's a good movie. I have no complaints about it.
But yeah, and I mean, there's a couple others. I mean, I wanted to put Amadeus in here. That's a movie that I like a lot
I
as
do
well.
like that
Amadeus.
movie.
Yeah, Amadeus is one that I love a lot as well. Can't think of any others. I mean, obviously there were other 2 Ridley Scott films that you guys had.
It's funny
The
that
Last
we all
Samurai.
chose
One
separate
Ridley
Ridley
Scott
Scott movies.
He's a good director
Yeah.
most of the time.
And we all chose the best Edgar Wright movies. Right, Bob?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me Indiana Jones is not an Edgar.
Can't believe
I'm
it.
surprised. I'm the only one with a Spielberg film.
I think Spielberg,
He's
Overrated.
overrated.
Oh, okay.
I think he's okay. Like, I feel like his movies, he has good genres, but they're nothing that, like, Indiana Jones, I'd probably argue, is probably the closest one that changed my view on stuff. Jurassic Park, to me, as we talked about, it's dinosaurs. As a kid,
I loved it.
everyone loves dinosaurs. Who
I was
doesn't?
never into dinosaurs.
You were never a kid then.
Yeah.
Every kid loves dinosaurs.
Every
What
kid
the
loves
fuck?
fucking dinosaurs.
I like dinosaurs if they were related to the Power Rangers.
You're
But
not
that's
wrong.
different.
That's a good season. I
That
like
is a good season.
Oh, that's it.
Go, go, Power.
Yeah, but yeah, I was interested to see how many of these you guys had seen.
Yeah. I feel like most of our lists that we've all seen. Almost that. I think I've seen everything off of yours.
I saw everything off of his.
Except for that one. And
I think I've seen everything off of yours.
I've seen everything off of mine.
Yeah.
I said your list is the only one that I knew I probably wouldn't see.
The ones
Some
I
of
haven't
them.
seen is the last 3. Like I know if he's talked about this too, but I've never seen them.
Yeah. I just never. Oh, the only 2 I've never heard of. Are these 2.
I mean, Ingmar Bergman is great. Yeah, like because he's also like a horror director.
A what?
Horror director.
A whore.
A horror director.
Her.
And
a hoarder director. Like what? Was
and
that?
the movie you would enjoy a lot is called Persona.
Oh, I love that game.
It,
I spent 100 hours in that game.
no, but that's a really good movie, and that's one that you would enjoy quite a bit. That's
I'll
his.
probably sit through this one too because I love the Crusades. It's my favorite time period of war.
Yeah. I mean, and also, this is well, you don't really like this movie that much anyway. But when I watch the Green Knight borrows a lot aesthetically.
Fuck that movie.
Yeah, borrows a lot aesthetically from the Seventh Seal.
It's like saying I like World War Z. Shit's on the book twice as hard.
But there's a lot of like design choices that are similar, but there's
I'm
black
not
and white.
surprised. I said the design choices and I almost said World War Z. And the Green Knight, I think, is amazing. Like the Green Knight himself, top tier design.
Top tier. But yeah, this is what.
And now just thinking of Spielberg movies, I'm like, what else did he do?
Dude, that's why I was thinking too. I had issues.
Saving Private Ryan
Yeah, pull it up.
is his.
See, I almost
E.T.?
had him.
But
E.T.'s.
E.T.'s E.T.
I never liked E.T.
Yeah, that's a,
There's the Indiana Jones films.
Did he do AI?
He finished.
He fucked it up. That's what he did.
I think.
Okay,
I don't remember how
so
the full story of that one
the popular
goes.
ones are the new West Side Story, which I've seen.
Ooh, the West Side Story's
Talk
ass.
about later. Ready Player One.
Which ass.
I think he produced that one. I don't think he directed it.
Let me just go on his IMDb then.
Yeah, I think he produced Ready Player One, but he
I
didn't
was so
direct it.
disappointed in how he adapted it.
Which
Well-
one? Ready Player One.
Yeah, well, even
I feel like the book was okay.
I mean, the book's not great.
I like the book.
It's
It was
good,
a
but
really
it's not
easy
like
read.
yeah, it's not like it's over the top or anything crazy.
What other Steve?
want this
He
little-
did Lincoln.
The Vampire Slayer?
Yes.
Dude, that movie, you should watch it. It's like watching.
It's like watching Demon Slayer.
It's like watching. What's the movie?
Mugen Train?
It's like watching Mugen Train,
But live action.
War Horse.
we want. What did we directed? Damn, we
Yeah,
directed
directed.
57.
Yeah, he's directed a shit.
Okay, West Side Story. Ready Player One.
Boo, boo.
Host.
I don't know
The
that.
BFG.
BFG wasn't great.
I'll just start naming one big ones. Lincoln.
I like War Horse.
I liked Lincoln. I like
War Horse is pretty good. Adventures of Tintin's pretty good.
Yep, I like
Indiana
that one.
Jones, obviously. War of the Worlds.
Bruh. I love the Terminal.
Storm was a good movie.
I love
Catch
Catch
Me
Me
If
If
You
You
Can.
Can.
Catch Me If You Can.
Minority Report.
Yep.
Shit.
Jaws, deleted scenes.
What does that mean?
Jurassic
Hated
Park.
Jaws.
Schindler's List.
Schindler's
I guess
List is
a
a really
huge
good
one.
movie. Yeah,
Hook.
I like Hook.
Like Peter Pan?
Yeah,
It's a Peter Pan
with
one
Robin
that.
Williams.
Yeah. Empire of the Sun, I heard is good. I've never
Empire of the
seen
Sun
it,
is
though.
pretty good.
Indiana Jones, E.T., Close Encounters
Oh,
of the Third
Goonies.
Kind, Jaws.
Goonies is another movie of his I like a lot.
I feel like these are all movies I like, but I wouldn't say has ever changed my thought on films. Overrated. Overrated. Would I put any of these in my top 10 is the question. West Side Story.
Let's not put subtitles for people that can't understand.
Oh
I like-
my God. I was sitting there, I'm like, maybe I just don't have subtitles on.
It's so funny how many of these we have like a foreign directors.
I just feel like a lot of we just have foreign films in general. Not obviously directors. I feel like there's just not many good American directors.
We have Tarantino.
We
He's
do.
American?
Ridley Scott. Oh, Ridley Scott's like English,
No,
isn't
he's
he?
like English.
Yeah, he's English. That's
Spielberg
right.
also English?
No, he's Jewish.
What?
He
Is he American though?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah, no, he is.
Are they from America?
Yes.
I don't know. I said I can't think of many American directors that just right off the top fit my bill of movies.
Of what you love. Yeah, actually thinking about it.
I feel like now a lot of good Korean stuff is coming out.
There's a lot of
that
good-
is
yeah.
either
Korea's top
hidden.
tier.
They know what they're doing over there.
Japan, what are you doing, man? Like, lay off the anime.
They're like, we don't need to do movies. We got this thing called anime.
They got their niche.
Well, they have a film to the Oscar rating now.
Right.
They do.
I don't think it's gonna win.
I don't think it is either, but it's there.
But I won't
It
talk
made
about
it
too
far.
much. 'Cause
Watch it. I'll love it.
You will
You
love it.
will love it.
You will love it.
Shit.
I'll talk about the Oscars next week. 2 weeks?
Sometime soon.
Sometimes it.
I think because Oscars are almost over. The voting's almost done.
Oh, okay.
So I think they're announced the 23rd of this month. So we'll talk about it when everything's has been announced, and hopefully you guys have seen more than at least one of the films.
Now, if you've been watching us and now you watch this, now you know why we shit on some movies.
Yeah.
I will shit on all the movies.
All of them.
Can't believe Suicide Squad is not up for the Oscars. Anyway, thanks for watching.
Yeah,
Tyler.
Suicide Squad is on your list.
I know. I was expecting to
It's
see
a
it on
comedy.
there.
There's other comedies I love more than that movie. I was gonna put Pig. That was another one I was close about putting on.
I'm surprised Willis
Willis-
Wonderland.
That would have been that was my meme, but no. I think my meme. I went for my more of the musical taste of the one that you've never seen.
Never seen, never heard of it.
It's got good music.
Which one?
The Rocky.
Rocky Horror Picture. Yeah, it's a good movie.
But you guys got anything else? Any news? I don't got any news.
No,
I don't got any news.
I think we're good. I mean,
Sweet.
this next week we'll talk about the Batman.
About what?
Yeah, the Batman. Oh, yeah, next week we'll talk about Batman.
Who?
The Batman.
Heard that movie's not even good.
What?
They say it's
We'll talk
3.
about,
They say it's like 4 hours long.
Bro, I guess we're not sleeping.
God, by the time I get home and go to
Uh-huh.
work, it's gonna suck.
Yep.
But anyway, thanks for watching our Twilight cast. We'll be talking about what we're talking about Batman, right?
Yeah, obviously.
Twilight.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, we can talk about Twilight next week too. Anyway, thanks for watching Toddy Rap.
I guess
and,
we have to watch them all.
You haven't seen them all?
I haven't watched them.
I have seen them all
I refuse to watch them.
You've never seen them?
I've never seen them.
twice.
You've never seen at least the first one?
Nope.
What the?
Here are the books.
I've read all
Here
the
are
books.
We can talk about the books.
I've
perfect.
read all the books, but I refuse to watch the movies.
You know how on we get here early,
Yeah.
put Twilight on just before we show up. So when we show up, he can be started.
I think
I've seen clips of it.
what thing good that came out of it was Decode from Paramore. I like that song.
Agreed.
That's right. That's right.
But anyway, thanks for watching. Support us on Etsy. All of our stuff is in the description.
We don't
Tell
have a
us-
Patreon.
Tell us your 3x3, or just tell us your top movie. I guess
Yeah.
It's probably better.
Do you agree with your 3 by 3?
Who has the best 3x3?
True.
True.
Comment down below.
But anyway, see you next week.
All right, peace.
Bye.